As a food writer, I've had the privilege of exploring and being a part of Tampa Bay's growing food scene. I've seen it grow firsthand from nothing but chain restaurants to full-on cuisines and meticulously thought-out concepts. At this point, it's not surprising to see Tampa Bay area restaurants included in national publications as some of the best. The food scene is so diverse with the myriad of cultures, I wanted to explore one in particular, the Black-owned food scene. That scene is so rich in culture, every spot I've eaten at, from the barbecue spot down the street to seafood, always feels like home.
I would describe the Black-owned food scene in Tampa as quality than we have quantity. I think there are definitely some opportunities for us to do different things. I think that Black restaurants aren't a monolith. That's why I think with 7th and Grove, people try to call us a soulful restaurant, and that's not what we are. We're a Southern cuisine restaurant, so that is all encompassing and bringing different tastes from different aspects of the diaspora and how it's settled in the South and what's the food pathway of it.
But I would say it's not enough of Black-owned businesses, and definitely not in the seafood realm, I would say, because when you look at the seafood industry, especially like blue crabs, snow crabs, and you look at the audience is 90% Blacks. We know what we like and what we want. So if that's the case, then I think that we should execute that. Majority of the people or the audience that's in these restaurants are Blacks. I think that we should start our own.
Should there be more? Yes, that'd be great. But I think there should be more diverse opportunities for everyone, right? Like, my thing in the beginning and always throughout is I just wanted to be some really cool places where I live. My friends, a lot of my friends are from New York. I'm originally from New Jersey. I got friends from California. And when they come into town, I want to be able to take them to cool places. I don't want to just be able to take them to one place, right? Like, one of my best friends that comes from New York, he's like, I only want to go to Burns or Oxford Exchange. That's it. And I'm like, no, we have more to offer. It was a challenge to me, right? I wanted to build somewhere cool that I thought he would want to come to. And then now I see that growing. But yeah, I just think there just needs to be more opportunities for everyone, right? Just really cool places.
I think it should be a lot bigger. I went to Essence Fest, and it was just like millions of Black-owned businesses, nice Black. It was just millions of them. Everywhere you went, there was somewhere to go. Even in Atlanta, how you have like Slutty Vegan, she has got huge, like, it's so many Black-owned restaurants and businesses. I think more Black people should legitimize their food business. You don't have a lot of legit food business in Tampa. So I think it would be a lot more happening if more people did it the right way, got a space and really open some small spots. You don't have to start big. You can even start grab and go. You don't need as many permits if they're not dining in. You don't even need public restrooms, you know? So, but as far as Black-owned food, I don't see a lot.
We need more diversity, I believe. Even though I'm in the barbecue business, we need stuff other than barbecue. It's just went so fast for us that we just, it happened. But we need different stuff. Because here we got 5 barbecue places. We have Burger Spot. We have Main Course that was in West Tampa. You need to come back. We got a couple of seafood places in there, but we need more diversity. That's how I feel about it.
Minority-owned businesses in Tampa Bay continue to expand. I think there are certain pockets of Tampa, kind of older Tampa, East Tampa, Seminole Heights, some of the more northern parts of the city that have kind of consistently been known as those type of communities. But I love the fact that more central areas, downtown Tampa, development to Water Street, Channelside Hyde Park, you're starting to see more and more minority and African-American owned businesses start to pop up. Even the food trucks, I give it a lot of relevance because I'm a big foodie, right? I love the fact that you see these food trucks that are downtown, Curtis Hickson, like at these major events, a lot of Black owned and African-American and minority owned, Hispanic owned food trucks are getting a seat at the table in our community. And so I think we're a very progressive community. I think our past mayor and our current mayor obviously are very diverse and embrace diversity in our community. And we've done a lot here to improve that. And I love the fact that there's just more and more entrepreneurs coming from that minority district, understanding that Tampa is a great opportunity and it's becoming a food scene for sure.
It's growth for us in the seafood industry, and I'm not sure that I know of any other or not a lot of Black-owned seafood businesses. I think I've heard maybe 1 or 2 down in St. Pete, but I'm not sure. But I mean, it would be good if we all could come together but stay different. It's enough for everybody. We were the first Black-owned sit-down crab place that I know of. I've not known any other Black-owned dine-in crab shack in Pinellas or Hillsborough. Now, if there's someone out there before us, I don't know. But the 5 years that we've been in business, I haven't seen or known of anyone besides Joe's Crab Shack, and that's not Black owned.
I do notice growth. I think Tampa is slowly getting, we're not where we should be. So I think Tampa should be like Miami, Atlanta, like all these places. Because Tampa's pretty big. I mean, we got the Super Bowl coming in 2021. So we're gonna have to get it together. But I'm seeing, like you said, you got 7th and Grove, very nice vibe. It's nice on the inside. You know, I see people who go there, you know, just everything looks really nice, even the art that they have around. So it's nice. So I think that there's a lot of growth happening in Tampa. I think by the time next year, it's going to be a lot of growth. A lot more growth. People are figuring it out and realizing, like, okay, Tampa's got to get it together. I still feel like we need more, like, main course, finger licking, like Slippery Cafe. Like, we need more of those. I want that vibe. Like, we were there and people were just walking the street and going to restaurants and eating and they're just dancing in the street. Like, where is that? We have so many people here, so many brown people. Like, why can't we get together, have a good time?
Yeah, I seen the growth. It's definitely been a growth. I think it's basically because of social media. So I've seen a lot of spots open up, but unfortunately it's like the same stuff. Like I said, we need more diversity, man. Like, we can't keep doing soul food barbecue, even though that's what we do, but we gotta do something different. We can cook more than that. We need more sit down. We need the high end like Burns and all that, like you said, but we need more sit down restaurants so people can come in and sit down with their family and have a place to where, you know, after a football game, you can go and sit down. Like, our spot is small. We got a couple spaces, you know, but we need something where it's like Pizza Hut size or something like that. And we can make pizza too. Black people make pizza, but we need a black pizza place because I love pizza. We need one. Somebody hook it up, please. We need something. We need diversity. Shaq, hook it up. Hook it up, Shaq.
2019, 2020, and the year that we're in, you know, now it's a whole nother ball game. You know, a lot of people are selling stuff not from brick and mortars anymore, but I think that there is still very much so room for more black businesses. I think when we are in the restaurant industry, case in point, Slim and Husky's, which is a black-owned pizzeria in Atlanta, and I think they started out in Nashville. They do pizzas and cinnamon rolls. Like, it's so much more than just Southern food. It's so much more than soul food. We have Asian influences. We have, you know, Italian influences. So when people say, "Oh, well, we have enough black-owned restaurants," it's like, no, not necessarily. We don't, because look at all the Italian restaurants that are in Tampa. Look at all the Cuban restaurants that are in Tampa. Look at all the, you know, if I see another taco spot, you know what I mean? It's just like, how many ways can we make a taco? You know? So, do we have enough? No, we don't. Not at all. And definitely not to the caliber of a lot of these restaurants that are out here now. So I say the more the merrier. You know, let it be a competition. Let us compete and also collaborate on different things. There's been some pops here and there. I wish it was more robust than what it is now. I think that we have so much more to offer, and I think that just goes with equipping us with the equity and the know-how to start our own businesses. It's not as robust as I'd like it to be. There's small little pops here and there, including us.
And I can't put a date to it or timeline because I've only been here myself about 8 years in Tampa full time. So from my experience of when I first arrived to this scene, talking about South Tampa, talking about my exploration in St. Petersburg and some areas close up to USF and the Northern Corridor, I feel like there's more black-owned businesses in general popping up. That's from food to retail and other things as well, commercial business in general. So that's a positive thing, whether you're an attorney, accountants, shoe stores, clothing, whatever it is, it's growth. I believe we're in a stage of growth.
I want to say probably stagnant would be the word. I know I frequent Yaman, which is upscale Jamaican in South Tampa. I think that's awesome. Like you said, 7th and Grove, our establishment. And now after that, now I'm hard pressed to think of another one like comes to mind. The reason why I say that is from the time we've opened, I think there's been 2,000 seats worth of restaurants in the last 2 years that have come in. You know, I mean, talking about all the new restaurants that have opened up and been built, all these restaurants that have opened up in just a two-year period, but I want to say maybe one has been black owned. And 2,000 seats coming to a small city like Tampa is a huge, huge change. And for not there being a proportionate amount of black-owned business, then I would say definitely stagnant. It's a long road to get to that point. So I don't know where the break is, right? Like I don't know if we don't have a lot of chefs entering culinary school. I don't know if we don't have a lot of chefs getting opportunities in restaurants. And then I don't know if we have a lot of chefs in restaurants getting opportunities to open their own restaurant. I don't know where that break is, but there's definitely a break in the chain. I don't think. You know, I think historically, I don't think black people have any issue with being talented cooking, right? You know, we've always made great meals off of minimum opportunities and scraps, so I don't really think that's the issue. It's just how do you get that into the mainstream of being able to build and open your own place? You know, a lot of it is going to come down to finances. You know, a lot of it's going to come down to your background, to your ability to attract investors and be able to maintain equity. Like that's what I tell everyone. The big thing is don't give up your equity early, because you give up so much equity just to get open that before you know it, you're working for someone else rather than opening your own business, even though it has your name on it. I always try to protect my equity. That's the key. I learned that in finance, I learned that in real estate, and I'm practicing that in my business.
Social media is everything, because that's actually how we started. When I first bought my grill, just practicing and learning how everything go, and then it just went from posting the pictures. Once I started getting it in, get my skills up, posting pictures, and people started contacting me. And we went from there. Started selling one slab of ribs at a time, buying different stuff, trying different stuff. So social media is everything. Especially you gotta utilize it. You have to. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever platform is working for you, you gotta make it happen. Go directly to your customers. Build relationships, everything. So, like we just talked about, news and all that is important for a bigger platform, because they have a big platform. But going directly to your customer, your consumer, social media is everything. Shout out to the guy that's here at Tampa, Outside Kitchen, Chef Jared. You gotta check him out too. And he outside. He do his thing like that too. So you wanna shout him out, Outside Kitchen. I gotta get better at it now, because it's like when we first started, I used to be on it. Like I had my time frames when I hit it and everything, but like since we've grown and got a lot busier, I might have to start delegating that to somebody, because I can't post like that anymore. Gotta get the food out. So, but it's everything though. We've had a couple people come through. It helped because I get to use their pictures. So they take their time and set everything. So that definitely helps. I'm not sure as far as, because I can't really gauge it if it's helping as far as customer sales or anything. But I mean, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love and the pictures. So I hope it's working. Thank y'all.
Social media is it's a beautiful thing, right? It allows us to connect so quickly, instantly, right? So marketing-wise, it's low cost. It can create a very, instantaneous buzz, and it allows you to connect with your current patrons and possibly procure, new clients very quickly. So I love the use of social media. We actually don't spend a ton of money or paid ads through our social media. We have had success just word of mouth, right? Social media is nothing but another level of word of mouth using technology that we get to control the message. But what happens with social media is also any issues happening in guest experiences or anything else, people get to share that as well. So you always want to have a solid response team, right? Somebody who can address any issues that happen with their experience, good or bad. We want to say thank you. Or something happens, hey, sorry about your long wait for your food. So social media is powerful, and for us, it's been nothing but positive. I'm utilizing all of the restaurants that I've been a part of. I think that if you're not investing in time on social media, then you're missing a niche. Every business is, no matter what your industry is.
In Black businesses, they just have to learn like the marketing aspect of running a business, because there's a lot of things out here that you just never know about because nobody's marketing it correctly. And so that's kind of where I get to getting into social media and trying to touch every aspect so that people know I'm here. Social media can go both ways, but for me, 85 to 90% of my social media is helpful. I don't do any in-person promotion. I don't go over to Walmart and all these places and say, here's my flyer, come to my restaurant. 100% of my promotion is on social media. So about 80% of my clientele, between 80 and 90, is all off social media. So it's really important that I'm getting those pictures done well. And one thing people say is like, wow, the picture that I see on Instagram, like the food looks like that. So, I don't have circle waffles on my page and then they come in here and get square waffles. Like, everything is important down to every detail. If there's shrimp juice on the picture, there needs to be the shrimp juice in the bowl. Yeah, it's really important to just make sure that everything is consistent, and social media is my top market for my restaurant. Like, that is where I market 100%. The other 10 is probably word of mouth. Like, somebody who saw me on social media and said, hey, I was there, I was just there. But other than that, it's like 90% social media, 10% word of mouth. Foodies definitely help. Your local celebrities, your bigger celebrities, they really help. I remember when Just Hilarious came into the West Tampa location, there was like 20 people that said that they came because they didn't know if she was still there. And then they came and was like, dang, I didn't even know this was here. What is this? They ate and they just started coming.
Social media has done nothing but help us. It allowed us to get better with our customer service. People will tell you about their customer experience on social media, and they will tag you about their customer experience on social media. And then, of course, you have Yelp, Google, you have Facebook, you have all these other outlets where people are talking about their experiences. And I get it. Some are not forgiving that we're a brand new business and we've only been open literally for 4 months, and they don't understand that. But others are understanding, and they will give the good and the bad. A lot of people compliment us on our Instagram page too, and our Facebook page, and say that we're like the most, we post the most out of a lot of the restaurants in Tampa, because we always want to stay fresh. We always want to do different ideas. We always want to do different events. We just want to be different. Social media has been nothing but great to us. I don't see nothing negative has come out of social media. I will say you and Food Life Tampa Bay has been the most supportive. Food Life Tampa Bay has got us in Essence. They've got us on different platforms. Again, you don't know how much your article has helped us. It's just the things that y'all do to pull us up.
It's funny because I follow our social media, and then it's like we'll post something, and then I'll see in the comments like 2 or 3 people say, by the way, it's Black owned. And it's funny, so with any business, right, you want a baseline, right? Because there's going to be highs and lows. And people say, like, you want it to be Cheers, you want it to be a local hangout, that your locals are already always there. And then when people come in, you go up, but you have a baseline. And one of our baselines is our Black customers that come in here constantly, are supporting the business. And being a Black owner, that's an added benefit that a lot of owners don't have. And our people support, and they're here, and they're spending their dollars here. So it's keeping us thriving. With every restaurant, especially in Tampa, there's slow season and everyone struggles. But when you have locals and then you have another level of it's a Black-owned business and Black people are supporting it, it just keeps you going. It's funny, like it's such a benefit. It's such a great thing. And yeah, social media pushes that, right? They see me in social media, they see me here, and we're open about how diverse we are. We've been in magazines for one of the most LGBTQ friendly restaurants in all of Southeast. And we employ transgender, we employ people in the LGBTQ community, we employ just about everyone.
Social media has helped. Just as I say, we have a social media young lady. And upon hiring her, we have seen an increase because I was doing the posting. And I would post sometime, I would post late sometimes, so we hired a social media young lady who I rate. And I would say, when you say hurt, if we have a disagreement with the customer. When the customer tells their side of the story, they tell their side of the story. Social media on that regard, I would say, probably not so good. But we still have like a 4.8. on our reviews. But overall, I'm for social media. I think it has done a great job for us.
In 10 years, it's going to be dope. I feel like me, myself, I set a standard too. Like, look at her. Now she has all this stuff happening for her. She's doing all these things. She's doing it the right way. Like, let's jump on board. And I don't mind bringing people along. Like, I actually am working on for next year. Next year is going to be lit. But I'm the celebrity chef experience. And to where I can even like help people get to where they need to be or collaborate with some people. Like, I don't mind doing that. So just what they need, even to have like a small space where they can do grab and go, or I like Tampa needs like bigger things. Like, there needs to be something big in Tampa that people come from all around the world just to come to Tampa to come to this. So I think that we should do like a whole food festival. Like, I just think we need to do something in Tampa. I just think Tampa has so much talent. Tampa has so much potential. We just have to get it together. But I think it's coming together. I think by the top of 2021, you're going to see a lot of change in Tampa. In 10 years, definitely. But even in just 2 years, you're going to see a lot of change. I'm excited. I hope to have my Tampa location up and running perfectly by 2021, so that I have the options of people going there or here.
Where would I like to see it? I would like black chefs to represent food across multiple genres, right? Like black chefs making Italian food, black chefs making French cuisine, fresh bistro. Like, I'd like to see the different takes on it. I'd like to see our culture infused with these classic ways of cooking, these classic cuisines, and seeing what that means. Like, change it, flip it on its head. Like, I always tell people, the thing I always liked about this building, it's a 1922 building. When you walk in, it's modern touches and feels. So what is it like to have a young black chef dive into French cuisine and French bistro and then flip it and change it in a certain way? I think that would be dope. I think sometimes we just get caught in like, okay, you're a black chef, now we just got to do Southern food? Really? No. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have Fork and Hen is classic Southern food, but their owners are of Hispanic descent and Polish descent, right? So why can't black chefs do other different genres and other different fields? So I'm excited to see that, and I hope I'm able to open the door to some of that, right? I think that's kind of one of the responsibilities that I would have of opening up a black-owned restaurant. I need to be able to give young black chefs an opportunity. Hopefully in a year or two, you'll be saying, damn, Jamal, you just put on 2 or 3 black chefs, and I'm coming to the food hall and I'm seeing black chefs in the food hall. So I think that's my responsibility. So I always look at it like what I can do rather than what it's gonna be, right? So that's what I would like to be able to contribute. And hopefully there's other people contributing that, so maybe we see 10, 12, 30, 40, 50 experiences like that all over Tampa, or maybe it'll just be me doing 5 experiences myself. So we'll see. It's exciting times, man. Tampa's gonna be dope. It's just a matter of time.
I like the fact that we can supply something that is in demand. I will hope that 10 years from now that it'll still be around if we network and collaborate, together. But the fact of the matter is we have other backgrounds that's coming in and dominating the market. So you have to have something that separates you from the rest. And I think that we bring something that separates us from the rest, meaning the sauce, the smoked neck bones, the broccoli. What else you want to add to it?
And other stuff that we're going to add on
and
to
other
it
things that we're adding in the future that we're not at liberty to say right now.
Yeah,
but I think that if we all come together, I would love to see other black seafood businesses. I think I went to St. Pete last week and I see like 5 or 6 more seafood restaurants that's opening up. But I'm almost 100% sure none of them are black. And at one point, back in the 80s and the 90s, that's where everybody went, South St. Pete, to get blue crab. Everybody went to South St. Pete to get blue crabs. And I don't know about probably 2, maybe 2 black owned in South St. Pete now. And to be honest, I would like to know why. So, why? I mean, what is it? I mean, is it resources? If it's I don't know what it is. Networking, because we always say we're willing to help, if somebody wanted to branch out and do their own. Of course, everybody have to come up with their own sauce. We will help, I would love to see more Black because it brings financial freedom.
I like spending our money with us. Like I make a conscious effort every time to spend money with us because we have so much. Like, we cook, we do our thing. We got so many flavors. Like, hopefully we can get to the point so we can franchise our stuff. Because, that's where you get some dominance going when you start franchising. So hopefully, we get to some franchises, either it's us or other businesses, whatever. Hopefully that'll be the point in 10 years. It's hard because a lot of us is homemade. It's not vacuum sealed, canned stuff. It's hands in, you gotta mix it up. So that's kind of the hard step to get across. Once you get people messing with your recipes and changing stuff, now it's different, but it's more efficient, but it's like, it's gonna taste the same. Hopefully we can figure something out to get the franchise and stuff going. Franchises, that's something we have to figure out because I don't really know too many Black-owned business that's been franchised as far as restaurants. That's a step that we really have to figure out. Yeah, because that can definitely empower a lot of people with that.
I think food in particular is going to evolve in 10 years, but I definitely feel like people are making their way back to brick and mortars. And we have a lot of bursts of, like your Uber Eats and your Postmates and your DoorDashes, and those are all great, but I think people are missing that interaction that you would have at a restaurant or at a lounge or a bar. And they're looking for a third space, to go out and have a good time and still enjoy being around people. So I feel that, and I'm confident that there will be more Black-owned restaurants in the Tampa Bay area. I will tell you, there will probably be a lot of Tampa Bay Black-owned restaurants, but the owners won't be from Tampa. And it's like to the point where you can still call it untouched a little bit, and people are trying to find that new city. They want to know where that new city is. And Tampa is right there.